It's a very interesting car, this. It has quite an interesting power delivery. I say that because when you're in first and second gear it feels like the engine's underpowered, but once you accelerate it goes like stink. In fact, I'm going to do an 0 to 60 test now in a moment to show you. Lovely driving position. Really do feel like you're in a slick car here. Right, 0 to 60, 3, 2, 1, go. So it certainly doesn't stick around. As I say, lovely driving position. You really do feel like you're in a GT car. You know you're in a coupe straight away. Steering very responsive. Ever so slight lag in the steering wheel to the steering wheels itself. There's a little bit of movement there, which is surprising because this car hasn't even done 20,000 miles. Give it a bit of a wiggle test. Nice and firm. Doesn't boat about anymore. This car could be driven hard, and I'd feel very confident to do an emergency swerve in this car without any negative counter effects from the car. You know, like the cars, they boat or meander. This one's quite firm. Rear view vision's very small. The headrest obstruct the vision. If there was 3 people in the back, you wouldn't be able to see anything. Side mirrors are large. You can see where you've been, no problem. Instrument cluster, very clear, very precise, not obstructed in any way by the steering wheel. You have your monitor here for your sat nav, radio controls, etc. Everything here around the controls for the heating might be a little bit confusing to try and figure that while you're driving down the road. You certainly have to take your eyes off the road. This is the 6-speed manual, very slick gearbox, very tight, very certain you're in and you're out. Lovely gears. I mean, the 6th gear on the motorway on this is superb. It's got a good feel to it, this car. It's nicely put together. It's not flash, but it's stylish at the same time, and you don't have any overload of cheap nasty plastic, although some areas do feel a bit shitty, to be quite fair. Very quiet car, but I will say that the ride is quite uncomfortable. It's quite a thudding sort of car. Every bump I go over I'm reminded of it, but the cornering on the car is lovely. The car goes around the corner like it's on tracks, and it hardly leans at all. But I will say the steering does feel quite heavy, especially when you're cornering. And the only reason I can think of is I think we got a front wheel drive. Yeah, it's front wheel drive. I thought maybe it was a quattro, but it's not. But it just pulls through the gears. It really is nice. Very impressive car, this. Audi really are chucking out some nice cars at the moment. Now I'm going to do a brake test. It's not going to be an emergency stop, just a firm stop. And I'd have to say that brake delivery was superb. It was faultless. It was very smooth. I could apply a gradual pressure, no grabbing. Perfect synchronization of all 4 calipers. That was very good. That's certainly in the engineering quality that one comes to expect with German cars now. These are great, these cars. It's not an enthusiastic car to drive. It's just a pleasurable car to drive. There's no the car doesn't talk back to me and say drive me hard like you get with a sporty BMW or a Mercedes. So it is a little bit boring in some respects, but this is a motorway cruiser, and boy is it one beautiful, serene car to drive.